Hello, good morning, all of you. A warm welcome and thank you all for joining in. My name is Dhruvi Desai. I'm a product manager at SEQRITE and your host today for this webinar where we will introduce our latest cybersecurity product portfolio. SEQRITE, as you all are aware, the renowned enterprise security solutions provider, works relentlessly toward safeguarding IT assets of businesses. Our most recent products and solutions, which are developed by some of the best talents in the industry, are especially created to meet individual needs of your customers. To talk more about it, I would like to present our elite list of speakers for today. Mr. Venkat Krish, Senior Vice President, Enterprise Sales, and Dr. Sanjay Agarwal, Chief Product Officer. So before we move forward, a small housekeeping note for all of you. You will see a live chat option on your screen. So do not hesitate to post any questions or any comment that you have during the session, as we are going to conduct a live Q&A session once the presentation gets over. So we will call the presenters again, and then they will answer your queries. So with that, now it's time for me to invite our first speaker, Senior Vice President of Enterprise Sales, Mr. Venkat Krish. He's an industry veteran and a seasoned leader with an extensive experience of nearly 25 years working across diverse sectors. He's a key contributor to companies' financial performance, and he supports companies' goals through his thought leadership. I would request Mr. Venkat to take over the session from here. Thank you.
Good morning to all my partner friends and a very warm welcome once again. I hope all of you are keeping safe and doing well. I thank each one of you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be part of this wonderful webinar. It gives me immense pleasure to be inviting you and hosting this webinar alongside our leader, Sanjay Agarwal. I hope this webinar helps you to understand us slightly better and our new products and solutions even better to help you cater to the customer needs in the times to come. Before I kick off this webinar, I would like to say we exist not without you. We stand tall in our growth. This company has been here for close to 3 decades. The only reason is because of partners like you. You are our extended family. From bottom of our heart, we thank you for all the support, love, and affection that you guys have shown us. And we would humbly request for you to continue the same support in the times to come. And once again, thanking each one of you for taking your time. And let's get started. Can I have the next slide, please? Yeah, the next slide. Yeah. I can proudly say I need to take a moment to introduce SEQRITE to you. And I just said, you are SEQRITE, you are Quickheal, right? But nevertheless, I will take a couple of minutes to introduce about us. I can proudly say no other company in India knows the cybersecurity as we do. Why I say that, right? We've been pioneers in this industry for over 30 years, and we are the only Indian company to have lasted so long. We've been constantly innovating our products and solutions to cater to the ever-demanding customer and the market needs. We are headquartered in Pune with over 34 offices across the country, having an active user base in around 80 countries with over 24 million product installations with 7 million active license users. I can proudly take a moment to state that we are the only Indian company to have a market leadership in this market. And with Government of India and Make in India campaign push, SEQRITE is perfectly poised to dominate the market in the times to come. Our customer support is built with the fundamental philosophy of client delight, and thus gives the customers and the partners like you the confidence in partnering with us, and we will never let go of our customer delight quotient in the times to come in serving our customers to our impeccable capacity. Can I have the next slide, please? As you can see, SEQRITE is present in every segment, vertical, and industry. You talk about the top government accounts, we talk about the marquee enterprise SMB, and we talk about the coveted international accounts as well. This wouldn't have been possible but for your support in helping us win these marquee large logos. Take a bow. Thanks a lot for that. But this slide is also a testimonial to showcase the prowess of SEQRITE product solution, right? So in every segment, every vertical, every industry, we are present, and our products and solutions are so wide range and diverse that you can address any customer segment in India and obviously overseas as well. Can I have the next slide, please? Before I get into the top evolving and the future threats of SMB, I would like to take a minute to share some common insights about SMB, right? Today, SMB as a segment is very critical for our country growth, right? About 30% of our GDP comes from SMB. So we all know that small and the medium business is the pillar and the backbone for our country. Not only for our country, if it is for our country, it's for us as well. So are we well equipped? Are we well addressing this market? And are we understanding what are those evolving threats that SMBs are facing today? This slide, if you look at it, is a clear dark insight that gives us that 74% of SMBs admitted that they had some form of the attack of cyber attack last year, right? And that's not it. And there is a sharp and steep 50% increase in SMBs reporting data breaches compared to the previous year. So it's like a double whammy, right? So you have 74% of SMBs saying that they had an attack, and you have another 50% of an increase year on year as well. So it's really very clear that SMBs are being targeted by the cyber criminals. Why? Because large enterprises have taken some steps in terms of addressing this by spending a lot of money. And hence, the cyber criminals are seeing SMB as vulnerable and low-hanging fruit to unleash, right? Can I have the next slide, please? And we saw the attacks, we saw the percentage of attacks that impacted, right? But these attacks not only impact the financial locus standi of the company, it not only impacts the IP, it not only impacts the data loss, right? It's a reputation loss for a company. If you see from this slide, 76% of the SMBs reported that they had a reputation impact because of these attacks. And not only that, there are about 70% of the SMBs suffered a customer trust issue. What happens when you lose the customer trust, right? You lose everything, you lose business, and customers really don't give you the business as well. Some of those data insights, what you can see in the scrolling bullet points, is about 71% of the SMBs said they lost employee data, 73% of Indian SMBs claim they lost internal emails, and so on and so forth. Can I have the next slide, please? This, to a certain extent, talks about what's been those common attacks in 2022 which affected SMB, right? Ransomware led the, I would say, the show, with about 19% of attacks originated from ransomware, continued by malware about 17, and phishing emails and credential theft by about 17, followed by insider trades and so on and so forth. So can I have the next slide, please? Why they are not able to address these challenges, right? We saw how big SMB as a market is, how it is critical for a country growth, what are the types of attacks, how much they were affected last year, but why they're not able to address these challenges, right? I think this is a very starking slide. If you look at it, 28% of SMBs said, you know what, I don't have people. I don't have resources to manage. And that's where I see SEQRITE, along with the partner ecosystem, can make use of that in addressing the challenges, whereby it also becomes a business opportunity for us, because our products and solutions will cater to it. And our ground level folks, our entire sales team helps you go to those accounts, meet those accounts, and help you solving the lack of resources, which is lack of people. Followed by 27% of SMB said, you know what, I don't know cybersecurity. I don't have an understanding. I feel combine these two, over close to 60% of SMBs are facing either they don't have people or there is lack of experience. In my opinion, what can we do together? Right? Together, when I mean SEQRITE along with the partner ecosystem. We are the pioneers in this industry, as I called out, with close to 3 decades of experience, right? And I feel that we, together with the partner ecosystem, have a moral responsibility in educating the SMBs and also solving their problems. In a way, while that's a business opportunity for us, which is need not be elaborated, but at the end of the day, I see this as a moral responsibility, being the only Indian company with the market leadership to cater to it. And just to give you a small example, we have over 200 engineers working 24/7 in our lab, constantly analyzing, monitoring the past, the current, and the future trend that can attack the small and medium businesses. And that's helping us to build our products and solutions from a futuristic standpoint as well. This, I'm sure, would give the partner ecosystem, my dear friends, the confidence that the blend of SEQRITE along with the partner ecosystem can flip the story and address these challenges and turn this to our biggest business opportunity as well. Can I have the next slide, please? I think this slide excites me the most as a business leader, right? Any sales guy who sees this slide would obviously get excited, right? This talks about what is the size of the SMB market in India today. We're only talking about mindful, we're only talking about SMB as a market, right? By 2027, the SMB market is poised to reach $3.54 billion. What's $3.54 billion? Let's do a quick maths in Indian rupees, right? We're talking about 28,000 crores of revenue, of business, of spend that's going to happen in SMB cybersecurity market. I'm sure my partner friends would have sharpened their ears. I'm again saying it, it's 28,000 crores, I'm sorry, from a spend perspective. And I'm absolutely excited, considering that the new product we are launching, which obviously is going to be covered by Sanjay, would definitely dominate the market and put us in the numero uno leadership position in exploiting the opportunity that what we have. Can we move to the next slide, please? We spoke about the overall SMB cyber spend, which is about 28,000 crores. But this slide talks about the bifurcation of different industry verticals, right? BFSI and manufacturing leads and rules the roost, with about more than $1 billion coming in. Approximately 10,000 crores of spend is going to happen between BFSI and manufacturing. A quick shout out to my team and the partner fraternity. If you have accounts, customers in the bucket under BFSI and manufacturing, I think let's quickly run towards them and start developing the pipelines as well, because that's about a 10,000 crore market. Even if we acquire about 1%, that's whopping number for us, right? But that's not it. I feel the government is also one of the biggest spend, upcoming biggest spend in the years to come. And with our position of being the only Indian company having the market leadership, we are perfectly poised to dominate the government space, because nobody knows the Indian ecosystem from a cybersecurity more than we do, because we've been doing this for close to 30 years now, right? So hence, let's go and ensure that we capitalize on these opportunities that are available along with our new products and solutions, and let's go kill the market. Can I have the next slide, please? Having said that, we saw how SMB segment is critical from a country. SMB segment is critical for us, for you. And we saw the attacks. We saw the imminent threats that the SMBs are facing. So hence it unlocks a lot of opportunity for us as SEQRITE and the partner ecosystem. Keeping that in mind, We have built our products and solution in a 360-degree holistic manner, which I'm sure Sanjay will be speaking and covering in detail. And our wide range of new products and solutions are built in such a way to cater to the ever-demanding and ever-evolving SMB as a segment. Without further ado, I humbly call upon our Chief Product Officer, Mr. Sanjay Agarwal, to take you forward with the product and the other solution that we are launching today. But before that, I once again sincerely thank the entire partner fraternity, our extended family, for all the support, love, and affection that you have shown us in the past. And our growth is dedicated 100% to you. And we look forward to your continued support in the years and times to come. And given the market potential, given the strength that what we bring in, given your strength, it's a perfect blend to go ahead and create a leadership position in the market. I once again thank each one of you for taking time and participating in this webinar. Over to you, Sanjay.
Thank you, Venkat. I am Sanjay Agrawal. Good morning, everybody. And I'm very excited to take you through our product offering. Let me start with the challenges some of our enterprise customers are facing today and how SEQRITE product family caters to those challenges. Security and compliance teams in the enterprises are concerned with pre-attack scenarios. They are concerned with how do we secure their data? Where do we find that data? How do we find that critical data that we need to secure? And how do we meet the privacy data standards? This is where SEQRITE HawkScan comes to rescue. We offer ability for you to discover the data and assets and classify them, classify the critical data and comply to GDPR, CCPA, and some of the privacy data compliance according to the bill that is on the table in the parliament right now. Secondly, second big challenge is the problem of disrupted parameter. With the classical VPN, essentially in the classical castle and the moat architecture, classical VPN expands the attack surface. It gives you unfettered access. It gives you keys to the castle. As a result, your attack surface is increased and you're prone to much more attacks. This is where this problem is further compounded because of the access from anywhere remote users and BYOD device trend. This is where Hawk Protect comes in. With Hawk Protect, you can give very micro-segmented, zero-trust access in the context of a business to reduce that attack surface. Secondly, we offer SEQRITE M Suite, which allows you to control your BYOD device according to the corporate policy. And lastly, with SEQRITE Workplace, we containerize the execution. So enterprise data and enterprise applications are controlled and protected. And last and the foremost biggest problem that enterprises face today in the pre-attack scenario are vulnerabilities. Vulnerabilities are the bane. They contribute to almost 30 to 40% of the enterprise attacks. One of the big challenges, how do we remove these vulnerabilities? How do we remove these weak links? And then secondly, for the things that we cannot do, the vulnerabilities that we cannot address, how do we work around them? This is where SEQRITE endpoint security comes in. We have a comprehensive patch management, which allows you to reduce the vulnerability significantly. But more importantly, when your device posture is less than perfect, right? Hawk Protect with zero trust access will limit your access to the critical applications. If your device or has vulnerable software or it has a compromised position. Then there is a SOC and incident response team that deals with post-attack scenarios. What they are concerned with, they are concerned with the complexity of their environment, especially the multitude of different device types. You have a lot of legacy and new age devices, right? Different operating systems, different versions of the operating system, and then you have the cloud environment. This is where SEQRITE Endpoint gives you support for all three different operating systems, the Windows, the Mac, and the Linux. But not only that, it caters all the way back to the legacy operating systems like Windows 7. This is something which is very unique to an Indian environment. And that is something we were very, very sensitive to taking care of that. Okay. Also, we take care of your cloud environment. With SEQRITE M Suite, we protect your mobile platforms. Then there is a problem of rapidly evolving attacks. Attackers are constantly modulating their techniques, and they're constantly looking to penetrate the attack surface using the weakest links, right? And then land and expand from there. So what is most important is how do we discover the zero-day exploits? That is one of the big problems for this team. And then once those zero-day exploits are discovered, those are actually shared across the community as exploit kits. So this is where Hawk Insight comes in. So Hawk Insight is based on a threat intel that is very much based in India with 100+ researchers, which are constantly looking for India-specific threats, vertical-specific threats, right? Verticals like manufacturing, government. And we, as a matter of fact, a couple of years ago, we were the first ones to discover the transparent tribe attack, which was emanating from our neighboring country for our defense installations. So we are very, very sensitive to India and different segments of industry that you are catering to. Okay. And then on top of that, we have behavioral anomaly detection so that we can capture your zero-day attacks, right? Quickly, so that advanced exploit kits are not shared across the board. Then finally, there is a problem of advanced persistent threats. These kind of threats tend to happen over the course of days and weeks and months. They tend to stay under the radar, and then they exfiltrate your critical data, right? So how do we detect some of these known and unknown techniques, right, which are captured in MITRE TTPs? And how do we respond quickly? So this is where Hawk Hunt XDR product comes to rescue. We have a comprehensive coverage of MITRE TTPs across the endpoint, the network, and the email. Comprehensive coverage across your whole ecosystem, right? And then on top of that, we have very extensive orchestration scripts to provide you very quick response to the threats that you see. Okay. If we bring all these products together, right, under a zero trust umbrella, zero trust is a security paradigm where users are not implicitly trusted. Okay. they're only given access under a very narrow business context. They are trying to access the resources of the enterprise. Okay, this way you reduce the attack surface, and when the attacks do happen, you reduce the impact of the attacks. So under this zero trust umbrella, we have the protection. We protect the users with Hawk Protect. Essentially, it is a VPN replacement solution. We protect the device with endpoint protection of EPS. We protect the mobile device with EMM, mobile device with BYOD with the enterprise workspace. And we give you Hawk Hunt XDR, which gives you EDR and XDR capabilities so that you can protect, you can do the threat hunting and protect against the advanced persistent threats. And finally, we protect your data with HawkScan, where we classify and correlate your privacy data, and we help you comply with GDPR, CCPA, but more importantly, the privacy bill, which is imminent in the parliament today, which is about to be passed. All this is under the centralized management of Hawkeye, but powered by Security Labs, is giving you the localized and verticalized threat intelligence, which is relevant for your customers today. All this together forms a single system, right? A single system where you have synchronized products which work together for your modern enterprise. Going deeper into endpoint protection with your help and support over last many years, we have been able to have we have a huge number of endpoints and very large coverage of customers. And we have the EPS as based in cloud that is up and coming, right? This is rapidly growing, and you should see a lot of growth here. And we require your help and support to grow this even more in years to come. We support EPS across all three different operating systems. We give you anti-malware, anti-ransomware as core capabilities. We give you ability to control your devices, like ability to access your USB drive or print screen, all these kind of capabilities. We give you ability to protect against data losses by protecting the content from being exfiltrated. And we give you a very comprehensive patch management, so your systems are up to date. We give you, as an advanced license, we give you also the threat hunting capabilities packaged as part of EPS, right? So you can do the threat hunting right in the EPS itself. We give you very advanced network and web protection with web filtering, anti-phishing, browsing protection, firewall, IDS, IPS, and DDoS. And we give you ability to, control your applications and do the vulnerability scan. But with 8.1, which is the software that we are launching today, we bring you the cloud sandbox capability. So you can detonate your samples before you play them in your infrastructure. We are giving you file activity monitoring so that you can measure the minute changes that happen in your file system. And then we are giving you ability so that you can transition your customers fast. We are giving you easy migration capability so that you can transition your customers from legacy EPS versions like 7.x to EPS 8.1 very quickly, right? Where we provide the agent migration and the policy migration. And we also give you easy capabilities to migrate third-party AVs to our SEQRITE EPS. So EPS is by far the best solution, I believe, you can offer to customers in SMB, medium, and large enterprises for two reasons. One, this is powered by the threat intel, which is local, comprehensive, and effective, right? It is for India and verticalized for targeted segments. And secondly, it is supported by 24/7 support in regional languages, while we are providing this comprehensive coverage of the endpoint. So we believe this is something we should be very easily be able to position and evolve to medium enterprise and large enterprise while holding your space in the micro SMB. Going into the EMM. EMM gives you ability to control your applications, which applications are whitelisted, which applications are blacklisted, so you cannot even launch them or download them from the App Store. We can control you have a built-in antivirus and the theft capabilities. We allow you to monitor your network data usage, the amount of data that is being used, the call volume, and heavily used applications. We give you custom reporting capabilities so that you can comply to your corporate compliance initiatives. We give you capability so that you can control your devices, virtual fence them according to geography, time, and Wi-Fi boundaries. And lastly, we give you capability so that you can do that remote troubleshooting, which comes in very, very handy when you have a large workforce. And secondly, as part of the EMM, we have the SEQRITE Workspace, which is essentially a containerization on your BYOD device. It allows you to execute your enterprise software and keep the enterprise data controlled within the policies of the enterprise and protected within the policies of the enterprise. And I'm very happy to announce with EMM 2.9, we are fully Android management compliant, which was a big ask from many of the customers that we were seeing earlier. So I believe SEQRITE EMM is a best-in-class solution, and it should meet all the mobility needs of your enterprises today. Moving into HawkHunt XDR. HawkHunt XDR protects against the advanced persistent threats. So advanced persistent threats are very, very hard to detect. They require some of the MITRE techniques. We have built in coverage for more than 100 such MITRE TTPs right out of the box. On top of that, we give you capabilities to build new rules very easily and we allow you to store data up to 180 days. So you can go very far back in terms of your threat hunting capabilities. We bring multiple sources of data from firewall, from email, from network, all together into a unified work branch where you have a unified dashboard and capability to drill down and investigate. But lastly, you have the capability to do the fast remediation. We give you pre-built remediation playbooks that you can use to execute. And then on top of that, we put our skin in the game by giving you the advanced investigative capability so that you can use us as a L2 support, right? Your customers can use us as a L2 support. So we are giving you the advanced capability to investigate some of the threats that you have in your infrastructure with our MDR team. We give you, and I'm very happy to announce with 2.0, we are giving you ML-based anomaly detection capabilities. We are giving you email and network alerts, some of the checkpoint and the Palo Alto firewalls. We are able to connect to them. And we are able to do automatic sweep of IOCs that our threat engine is able to detect as and when it detects. So with Intel IOC sweep capability with MDR capability that we are offering, and the pre-built more than 100 playbooks that we are offering, I'm absolutely confident that you can reduce the resources that it takes to remediate, resources it takes to detect by 50%. Remember what Venkat was talking about. One of the top problems for enterprises today is the number of people. We believe with our XDR solution, you will be able to cut the number of people required by 50%. On top of that, we will, with our rapid playbooks and automation around that, and the MDR capability that we are providing, you will be able to cut down the time for remediation by 50%. Okay. So this is a very, very powerful offering for you to take to your customers. Next, now that we have covered the device, next stop is the Hawk Protect platform, which protects the users. So Protect addresses the huge problem that we have with classical VPNs. Classical VPNs essentially give you expand your the threat landscape. They expand your attack surface. They give you unfettered access into the castle, right, into your enterprise. And there is absolutely no visibility in terms of what user is doing, right? And this problem is compounding with the advent of remote access and BYOD devices. This is where Hawk Protect gives you a cloud gateway, a cloud portal, cloud-based proxy, where all the users can come in and they get a micro-segmented access, business contact access into your critical enterprise applications. And there's a full visibility, full reporting in terms of what they are doing. We have broad range of support for different IDPs you may have in your infrastructure. We have very simple way of tagging your applications and resources so that you can make them part of your zero trust policies. You can author policies and restrict or allow access very rapidly. We support the layer 7 firewall and DDoS protection today. And we give you the WAF capability for your legacy and private enterprise applications. With 1.9, we are bringing in some of the gaps that we heard from your customers. We expanded our coverage to all 3 different operating systems. This is one of the most important things. We expanded to earlier access was agentless, but we actually allowed agent full access with this, because agent full allows you to capture the device posture. So we are now supporting agentless and agent full. With agent full, you get the device posture, like what are the capability, what are the vulnerability status, what is the device health, all those kind of attributes can actually now be part of your policy. If your device health is not good or you're not completely patched, we can restrict your access against the critical applications. Right? We are bringing in the support for SMB protocol, which we heard was quite important for some of your customers. But most importantly, we are bringing in 180 days of log retention. Okay. So with Hawk Protect, we are bringing very simple way of replacing your VPN and reducing your attack surface. Right? And that simplicity is the key for you to transition your customers to the zero trust journey. Now that we have protected the users and devices, we protect the data with HawkScan. HawkScan addresses the need where you have personally identifiable data spread over your heterogeneous data sources, your file systems, your logs, your databases. Those databases can be local, or they can be in the cloud, right? Or they can even be SaaS-based databases, such as you have Salesforce, you have uh, Workday. That's where a lot of the data actually resides. So being able to take and correlate this data, there's no single pane of glass where you can take all this data and string it together on per data subject basis. And this is what you need to do. And GDPR, CCPA, and even the privacy bill grants users rights that they can actually access. They request the data that please give me the data that you have in file for me. And manually being able to access data just does not scale. So this is where HawkScan comes in. It gives you a broad range of data source connectors, right? From on-prem to cloud to even SaaS applications like Salesforce and Workday, where it gives you broad range of data classifiers, over 50 plus classifiers like Aadhaar, social security number. But at the same time, it allows you to customize these data classifiers to your individual need. We give you capability to take all the different attributes of the users and string them together on per user basis so that you can actually serve these data subject requests, right? And be able to explore these profiles. With 1.9, we are bringing in new capabilities, and those capabilities are critical. We are bringing capability so that you can actually do all this scanning and classification on the endpoint, right? But not now, you're not just limited to the text-based files, text-based data sources. Now we can do image-based data sources with OCR capabilities. And then finally, we are able to generate custom reports with the saved queries. So DataScan is a new age product. It is slated to meet the needs of the data privacy bill, which is actually expected to pass in the winter session of our parliament. This is where you can lead with an innovative solution, which is going to be extremely important for your enterprises. And you can lead with it and you show your leadership and gain access to medium enterprise and large enterprise, right? So HawkScan is that best-in-class product. Now, all this is under the umbrella of Hawkeye. Hawkeye gives you a capability to bring a single pane of glass for all these products. It allows you to do license management, user management, unified dashboards, and generate reports for your corporate compliance. If you are a system integrator or MSSP, you may be dealing with multiple different customers. With MSSP Portal, which is part of Hawkeye, you can log into MSSP Portal and you can create instance on per customer basis for on Hawkeye. Right? For each customer, you can manage each customer independently in a multi-tenant fashion. This is a very, very powerful capability for you to transition from system integrators potentially to managed service providers. Very, very important capability. And lastly, the thing that powers it all is Security Labs. Security Labs constitutes 120 engineers and researchers, which are basically providing and powering all these solutions that you see today. They are responsible for the effectiveness of quick heal products against cyber threats. They are constantly monitoring the evolution of threats, and especially in Indian theater, and verticalized on per vertical basis. right? As I mentioned before, that we have reported, we were the first ones to report many, many threats, which were much more targeted for India, and they were Indian specific, like transparent tribes. So we are here looking out for India and your industry, right? This is, and we have huge amount of data in to analyze, for our threat researchers and ML engines to analyze, and we are getting a massive amount of data on daily basis. So coming back, putting this all together again once more, with this product portfolio, we have a comprehensive, synchronized, and effective coverage for your modern enterprise in a zero trust fashion. I believe with this, you will not only be able to maintain your micro SMB customer base, but you will be able to win in medium enterprise and large enterprise, without a doubt. Okay. With this, I return back to Dhruvi.
Thank you, Dr. Sanjay Agarwal. That was such an informative session, and it was indeed enlightening, I would say. So moving on, during the session, we have received some questions from our partners and attendees, and now I would like to direct those to our esteemed speakers. So I would like to request both the speakers or experts to join me once again for live Q&A session. All right, so let's begin the Q&A session. Venkat sir, first question coming to you. How are we positioning SEQRITE as a brand in market? And I would like to club this question as with what is the plan for business growth for upcoming years?
Absolutely. I think that's considering that we are in the fag end of this year, the business of that later, but from a SEQRITE as a brand positioning, all the partner friends who are in this call know that Quickheal is our parent company. And from that, I think we incubated SEQRITE as a brand for enterprise market. So from a brand positioning perspective, SEQRITE will be the enterprise arm for Quickheal as a parent company. We have evolved over many years in terms of making SEQRITE known, and the awareness of the brand is also known across the ecosystem of both the partners and customers. We would continue to invest our time and effort in terms of taking the brand to the next level as well. So to answer, SEQRITE would be the brand to cater to the enterprise space, and we are confident in another few years we would be the market leaders in this segment. And as I called out, nobody understands the Indian ecosystem of cybersecurity better than us. From a business projection, we are a kid in a candy store. All of you guys saw the business size. SMB is about 28,000 crores. even at 10% of that will give us about 280 crores, right? So I'm looking forward to building this business along with the partner ecosystem, and we are looking really promising from a next year perspective. There are a lot of investments that we are making from a people, from a process, looking at the customer segmentation differently as well. So we are absolutely kicked about what's in store from a next year perspective. Over to you, Dhruv.
Thank you. So next question is, what is the plan to enhance current product portfolio looking at the market needs? Sanjay, would you like to take that?
Yeah. So we have seeded essentially the device, the network, and the data in all three verticals. We have launched the state-of-the-art products as and when, as we are engaging with our customers, we are constantly learning some of the, nuances, some of the capabilities, some of the features that they need. So we are going to continuously evolve our needs, our products, according to the needs of the customers. While we have broadly covered the entire infrastructure, we have covered the device, the data, and the users. So we will stay in the scope of these verticals, and we will definitely continue to evolve our products closer to the business needs of the customers.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sanjay. Okay, so a product specific question. Can administrator limit the list of applicable patches on endpoints and server? This is for EPS.
I believe we do, and we will get back to you with this capability, if this capability is something we can do today or it is coming in the next release that we are launching.
All right. Next question is again on EPS front, that is DLP included in new EPS product?
Yes, DLP is already included in the existing product, and we are continuously upgrading the DLP to become more effective as we go along.
Sure. So Venkat sir, coming back to you, there's a question. Will SEQRITE provide training to sales team for new products?
I think absolutely. As I was calling out, we're kind of completely committed in educating both the customers as well as our partner ecosystem. That continues to be our endeavor. And our regional teams, local teams would be closely working with the partner ecosystem in ensuring all these new products that what we have are adequately trained before we hit the market. To add that, also I would like to comment one thing on the previous question in terms of brand awareness. I'm sure that the partner ecosystem would have seen our recent collaboration and partnership with Shark Tank. SEQRITE is actually sponsoring that event, and I would request each one of you to also capitalize on this partnership, what we have in terms of taking our SEQRITE brand more powerful into the market. Over to you, Dhruv. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Next question is for Sanjay. So which solutions we can propose to a customer for data filtration, classification, and management, especially data of ERPs?
So you can position HawkScan. HawkScan will be able to it will be able to classify your data, scan your data. It will be able to classify your data. It will be able to string together the data which belongs to the same user across your data sources, and it will allow you to query that data. So definitely ERP is definitely one of the sources of data that is our target.
All right. Next question. How can SEQRITE help us make sure our data and environment is clean if we go for SEQRITE as a brand?
Yes. So keeping a hygiene on your data and keeping a hygiene on your network requires that you adopt a zero trust framework. And zero trust framework allows you to reduce your attack surface tremendously. I think this is part of the good hygiene, so that the amount of penetrations you have, attack surface you have, stays limited. And if you do have a breach, the impact of that breach is also very, very limited. So I would say adoption of zero trust is one thing. Second thing I would say is making sure your vulnerabilities are addressed. Vulnerabilities are up to date with the patch management that we have as part of EPS. Third thing I would say is if some vulnerabilities you cannot reduce, you use the network, essentially zero trust Hawk Protect, to limit the access of vulnerable devices to your critical systems. And with HawkScan, you classify the data, categorize the data using the AI algorithms that we have, and limit the access to that data which you deem critical through our security systems such as Hawk Protect and Endpoint Security.
Definitely. Thank you, Sanjay. Next is what is the unique thing about SEQRITE products which we can take to our customers?
So I talked about some of this as and when I introduce each one of the products. So for the endpoint security, it is a comprehensive coverage. We provide a comprehensive coverage of features, number one. So we are very, very competitive. But what is unique is the fact that our threat intel is local to India. Our threat intel is specific, vertical specific, and that is what powers the endpoint security. We give you support, which is regionalized 24/7 support. That I think is very, very powerful. Not only it's comprehensive, it's effective, regionalized, verticalized, threat support that we provide with endpoint security. With the EMM, which is our mobility solution, we provide you a comprehensive solution which meets all your mobile needs. In a very simple way, it is hosted locally, it is hosted in the cloud, or it can be hosted in the private cloud. Very few solutions are able to do all three of these options, and as comprehensively as we are able to do. Especially the threat, the AV capabilities are supported by our threat intel also, and support is also localized on per language basis. In case of Hawk Hunt, which is our EDR XDR product, as I said, we have the capability to give you the MDR capability. We put our skin in the game. We give you level 2 support for your customers. We give you automated remediation scripts. We give you auto detection of IOCs that our threat intel discovers. So that reduces the number of people and reduces the time by 50% in our assessment, which we believe no other XDR vendor will be able to do. Now, coming to HawkScan. HawkScan is the solution that is a leading edge solution. It is here just when that it is required. We provide you a comprehensive coverage of the classification capabilities, which are very, very India specific, right? Aadhaar card, all the things that you see in the data privacy bill, they're all covered as part of that offering, right? So very regional, India specific, but of course it is also global at the same time. And in case of Hawk Protect, we give you a very, very simple access, simple, way of transitioning your VPN-based solutions to the zero trust-based access. Simplicity is the key. Simplicity of features, simplicity of flow, and simplicity, the visual and graphical nature. At the same time, we are providing agent-full and agent-less access, right? So all these capabilities give us a tremendous USP that you can take to our customers.
Thank you
Right.
for such a descriptive answer, Sanjay. I'm sure this will help our partners a lot to understand and position our products better. One last point for the live Q&A. This is for you, Venkat sir. So that is not a question, but rather a suggestion to have a separate training or workshop programs for Hawk product lines.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as I kind of called out, training is obviously that we are going to do in the coming days. The trainings are going to be both on-premise, as well as we're going to make a lot of product cheat sheets and dossiers to be shared. And the training can be done customized as well, right? So we could have exclusive trainings for the Hawk products. Absolutely agreed. And it's a very, very fair point. We will make that happen as well. Thank you, Dhruv. Over to you.
Sure. So thank you, both of you, Mr. Venkat, Mr. Sanjay. We had such an overwhelming response to our live Q&A, and we would not be able to cater to all the questions here, but we'll definitely reach out to you offline. So with that, I would like to conclude this live Q&A. Thank you, both the speakers, once again. All right, so thank you all for attending this webinar where we talked about our latest cybersecurity product portfolio. We had a great time, and I hope you all had a great time as well. Thank you. We appreciate you taking time out from your busy schedule and joining us for this event. We would be sending out the recording links on your registered email IDs so that you can take a look at any time and recap as per your convenience. Once again, thank you for making this event a huge success. This is your host, Dhruvi Desai, signing off. Stay safe, stay secure. Thank you.